Yeah, and then it's also this was I think the biggest earthquake to hit Japan since they began taking official records in I think the 1880s.
Yeah.
And of course, it created an enormous tsunami. And I think, actually, I don't know how anybody listening on the west coast of America, I don't know whether or not anybody's experienced it there, if they want to say how bad it was. But so, yeah, not only has Japan been hit by the earthquake and by a tsunami, but also now there is the risk that the nuclear power station, which I'm sure you've all seen about, it is now going critical. I understand
Is
there
it
are
like because last I heard it had a gas or not gas, a steam explosion. Didn't it?
yes. Well, there was at the time it was announced that nothing was to worry about, but of course the Japanese have something of a track history of covering up their nuclear accidents, and the latest news coming out is that one of the cores is in at least partial meltdown. So it doesn't look good. And as you say, the aftershocks, they're still, would you say, sort of magnitude 7?
No, they haven't had any seven since the day of the earthquake, but they're coming in because I've got a little iPhone app that allows me to see what earthquakes are going on. Within a 24-hour window, and there's still lots coming in quite regularly, every 20 minutes, 30 minutes, at 4, 5, and occasionally 6 on the Richter, which is all quite strong in themselves.
And do we have Colin? Did you want to chip in? And you say that you've had your finger on the pulse of this more than any of the rest of us. Would you like to just give us the most accurate details of what's been happening? No, he's being very quiet.
Sorry, guys. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties.
Are we still broadcasting? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, could I chip in for a moment on the nuclear reactor? I know I'm the tech guy. I should keep my mouth, but
no, please. You know more than we do. So
yeah, Landon had Fred Knox on his blog TV just this afternoon. It was like 1.5 hours ago. And there they explained the current situation with the nuclear reactor, and meltdown will be very unlikely with the reactor that they have. What probably happened is that with the explosion we saw, it was either a steam explosion or an explosion of hydrogen. That can happen when you have a nuclear reactor overheating. And what probably means with a partial meltdown is that part of the fuel rods melted, but it hasn't breached containment, and it won't breach any containment.
Okay, they have already, haven't they, had to vent a small amount of radioactive steam?
Yes.
But I don't think it represents a real danger to anyone.
No, it was not something along the lines of 1,000 times background radiation, and that sounds a lot, but it isn't.
Yeah, as soon as that stuff starts getting circulated around the air, it'll be spread out over a large enough area that it might.
But they have also evacuated an area of 20 kilometers from the site, so I don't think there's any human lives at risk from this leaking.
No, they're still operating the nuclear reactor. If it actually was beyond control and they couldn't control it anymore, they would evacuate everyone in the area, including the personnel at the site.